What's up, everybody? GeauxBurns climbing back upon Mount Soapbox for another rant. Today, Nintendo Switch. Now, I'm a huge Nintendo fan. I've been playing Nintendo since I was a kid on the original NES, Game Boy, Super Nintendo, N64, GameCube, Wii. I think I even had a 3DS at one time. Anyways, I'm obviously a Nintendo fan, though over the past few years, I've been playing mostly on other consoles like Xbox One and PlayStation 4. But at the same time, at my heart, I'm all about Nintendo. I have love for Mario and Zelda and Link and Princess Peach and Luigi and Toad and Yoshi. So anytime Nintendo comes out with a new console, I have high hopes, expectations for Nintendo thrusting themselves back into the fight for video game supremacy. And so the other night, we had the Nintendo Switch presentation. Now, I'm not going to rant about the silly shit that went on during the presentation. If you watched that 1 hour stream, there were some laughs. And there were some moments where you're like, what the fuck? What the hell's going on here? I may mention a few along the way, but the issue we're going to talk about here is the Nintendo Switch. And yes, if you watched the ACG International podcast with Carrick, myself, Reg, and Silver, unless the Gremlins got a hold of that podcast, it should be over on Carrick's channel by now, so I'll have it linked for you guys to go check out. We talked about other things as well, including our thoughts on the Nintendo Switch. So I'm going to actually have some positive thoughts and some negative thoughts here as well. I like to try and balance it out. But overall, nice big rant regarding the Nintendo Switch. Now, of course, it's coming very, very soon on March 3rd. So we're not going to have to wait very, very long for the Nintendo Switch. The price tag, however, it's not exactly competitive. It's about the same as the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One at $300. So I was kind of hoping that the price tag wouldn't be as much. But, it is what it is. Now, one really good thing about the Switch is the fact that it won't be region locked. So if there's a game that comes out in Japan that you're really excited about and you live in Europe or North America, because of the fact that the game is the console's not region locked, it means you can get that game. You can purchase the game from Japan, have it shipped over to the States or Australia, where most games are banned for some reason, and you'll be able to play almost any game around the world, no matter where it's, what market it comes out to, whether it's North America, Europe, Asia, etc. So that's really cool. Now, the problem with the launch date is the very limited number of games that are coming out on launch date. Now, they're making a big to-do about there being 55 confirmed games for Nintendo Switch. But if you look over this list at IGN, there's not so many coming out on launch. Now, 1-2 Switch is coming out on launch, and they're trying to sell this as Switch's version of Wii Sports. Now, Wii Sports was a lot of fun, including bowling. I mean, hours and hours of me and my friends and family playing bowling back on the original Wii. Yeah, from what I saw about the 1-2 Switch, it doesn't seem as fun as Wii Sports. And what else is coming out on the 3rd? Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2. A few other games, including a big game that I'm very, very excited about, Link. Breath of the Wild. I'm a huge Link fan. Ever since the original game on the NES, I've absolutely loved the Zelda series. So that is a big selling point for me personally to get the Switch. It won't be for everybody, but it is for me. So I'm definitely very, very excited about the fact that Zelda is coming on launch day, March 3rd, with the Switch. But it's also coming with the Wii U. So if you already have a Wii U and you don't really feel like getting the Switch, you might want to just get Zelda for the Wii U instead. So that's just going to be your prerogative. Now, another issue I kind of have is the fact that they're pushing this game as something you can do at home, on the go, or with friends. But taking it on the go gives you a very, very short lifespan when it comes to gameplay. And this is something they mentioned at the presentation. The battery life for the Switch, if you're not charging it while playing it, can run anywhere between 2.5 hours to maybe 6 hours. And that 6 hours might be just sitting there not doing anything. So you could only maybe, hypothetically, get to play Zelda while you're on the bus, on the train, on a cruise, or on a flight for roughly maybe 2+ hours if you're lucky and unable to find like a electrical socket to plug it in. So that obviously sucks, especially since they're pushing the Switch as the game console that you're going to be able to do several things with, whether playing at home on your couch or on the go, or with friends as well. Now, going back to the other games besides Zelda, there are some pretty exciting games that are coming eventually in 2017 that include Mario Odyssey. I'm very, very interested in Mario Odyssey because I'm a Mario fan as well. That's coming out around hopefully holiday 2017. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is coming in April. That'll probably be a big boost for the Switch. Splatoon 2 with their very phallic 2 logo. That's all I'm going to say about this logo for Splatoon 2. I know it's supposed to be a squid, okay, but it doesn't look like a squid. It's supposed to come out in the summer, and a few other games as well, hopefully in 2017. But once again, it's a very, very small lineup when it comes to the Nintendo Switch, especially at launch day, of maybe 5 or 6 games, including Zelda. Now, one thing that they're really trying to promote with the Switch is, online services. The ability to go and play these games like Mario Kart 8, etc., with other friends, similar to how you can with the Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus. So the online service for the Nintendo Switch will be free at first. However, it will eventually become a paid service. Now, the problem is that service going to be up to the same quality as Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus, and what is going to be the price tag for the service? Now, one of the things that come with it apparently is a quote-unquote free classic monthly game, which will be available for you to download and play. However, you're not going to be able to keep the game unless you purchase the game. You only get to play it for free for a month, and after a month, nope, sorry, we're taking it back. We're ripping it out of your library, and the only way you can get it back is to give us some money. So I think that's kind of BS because, for example, Microsoft and Sony, they put out a lot of free games every month that comes out with their Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus. It's only available for the month, but if you download it, you get to keep the game. It doesn't get taken away from you a month later. You get to continue to play that game that you were able to get because you were an Xbox Live or PlayStation Plus subscriber. So I think that's kind of shady on Nintendo's part. Now, okay, going back to positive, let's see. Skyrim. Skyrim is coming to the Switch as well. They didn't exactly say when Skyrim is coming. I love Skyrim, by the way. In fact, I just recently, a few months ago, got Skyrim Special Edition for the Xbox One, which includes mods. And there's even some mods you can get for Special Edition of Skyrim over on the PlayStation 4. Now, this begs another question. Which version of Skyrim is this going to be for the Switch? Is it going to be the original version of Skyrim, or is it going to be the new Special Edition, which includes mods? I seriously doubt that. But at the same time, as my friend Carrick said over at ACG, the one thing he likes about this is the fact that you'll be able to take Skyrim on the go. So I think that's really cool because Skyrim is one of my favorite games. And like I said, I seriously doubt that you're going to be able to have the mods that we have with Skyrim Special Edition on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. But hopefully that Skyrim that comes with the Switch will also include the DLCs like Dawnguard, Dragonborn, and the house building one as well. If you're into that sort of thing. Now, here's a big issue I have with Switch, and this is a problem a lot of people are having, is the memory issue. Now, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, the base models, they came out a couple years ago, they have a memory of 500 gigs. What do you think the Nintendo Switch is going to have? 32. No, not 3,200. I said 32 gigs. My iPhone 6, I think it's a 6. I think it's a 6. Anyways, it has more gigs, I think, than the Switch is going to have. 32 gigs. And to make matters worse, some of that memory is going to be slaved to the Switch's operating system. Now, here's the issue. Zelda, I think, is 13 gigs. Now, I don't know if that's 13 gigs that you're going to have to, put on the Switch, or is that depending on which version of Zelda you buy, whether it's the hard version that you pre-order and you go pick up, or a version you download. But according to Nintendo, good news. If you want to expand your storage, you can do so with the micro SDXC cards. But to be honest, Nintendo, you guys couldn't have put a little bit larger internal memory into the Switch. I mean, 32 gigs is just not enough, especially these days with so many games are out there. And even with the library of previous Nintendo games, I mean, they're not as big memory-wise, but if you get like several dozen or several hundred of those classic games, that memory starts to pile up really, really quickly. So I think that 32 gigs is not much for the Switch. Okay, so some things that are coming with the Switch. Okay, in case you were wondering, the Switch will include the console itself, which basically looks like an iPad, along with the Switch dock that you put the console in, which allows you to play it at home on your TV. And then, of course, it includes as well the quote-unquote Joy-Cons. I know it sounds like an oxymoron. The little joysticks that you can either play attached to the console, or you can take them off the console and play with them one in each hand. That didn't sound right. Or you can connect the Joy-Cons to the Joy-Con grip. So a few things, including obviously the basics like manuals, probably a cord or a couple cords, coming with the $300 price tag of the Nintendo Switch. Okay, so the one thing I'm really more excited about than the Joy-Cons or the Joy-Con grip is the Pro Controller. That's probably what myself and many other Switch players will probably be playing Zelda and other games with. The Pro Controller obviously does not come with the console. And if you want the Pro Controller, it's going to cost you $70 US. That's right, $70, which I guess you could say is up there money-wise. Hopefully it's a decent controller. It looks kind of like a generic version of the Xbox One. Now, let's just say hypothetically you're like me, and you really want to play one particular game that's coming out on the Switch, specifically Zelda, which is coming along with the Switch. Not with the Switch. I wish that was the case. I wish you could buy the Switch and it actually had a game with it, like previous consoles did a long, long time ago. But no. So if you want to play Zelda like I do, and you want to Switch, this is what's going to cost you, in the US at least. I pre-ordered the Switch for $300 plus $30 taxes. I think it may be more or less depending on what state you get it in. So $330 for the Switch plus $60 for the game, for Zelda, for just Zelda. And then I also want the Pro Controller, which is $70. So we're looking at, just to play one game, I'm going to end up shelling out between $460 to $500 coming up in March. Ouch! That's going to hurt. So my final thoughts regarding the Nintendo Switch. I sincerely hope that this new console from Nintendo actually works out and is a success. But they're not really catering to a large enough audience when it comes to the gaming community. I mean, a lot of people that play the Xbox One or PlayStation 4 may not be enticed to get a Switch. The price tag for one thing, the fact that it doesn't perform as well as the Xbox One or the PlayStation 4 or the PlayStation 4 Pro that's already out, or the Xbox Scorpio coming out this fall. So yeah, a lot of gamers may not really feel at all interested in the Nintendo Switch for the price, for the lack of memory, for the fact that it's not going to be able to have that many games come launch. It'll have a few more, hopefully by the end of the year, including, as I mentioned, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 2, hopefully Mario Odyssey, and a few other games as well, including maybe Skyrim, probably the original version of Skyrim, not the special edition, unfortunately. So, yeah, this is basically focused on Nintendo fans, whether you have the Wii U or you have the 3DS or you're just a Nintendo fan wanting to get back into Nintendo. So, my final thoughts about this is until more awesome games come out for the Switch, like those games I just mentioned, you might want to wait on buying the Switch. Unless you're like me and you got a few bucks to spend and you just absolutely got to have the new Zelda game. You need your Zelda fix like I do. Yeah, I would either wait a few months to purchase the Switch once more games come out. Hopefully Mario 8 Odyssey before the end of the year as well. Or you may just want to completely pass on the Switch. Let me know below in the comment section, what are your thoughts on the Nintendo Switch? Do you have any interest in the Nintendo Switch? Are you planning on getting it in March or somewhere down the road in 2017? Are you going to pass on it completely? And if you have a rant suggestion for a future episode, be sure and send it my way via the comment section, Twitter, Facebook, or email, GeauxBurns@gmail.com.